Atma Namaste, everybody. Welcome to the full moon of Gemini. Today is the third of the three most powerful full moons of the year. You've been hearing from us for a while that there are three super powerful full moons every year. Starts off with the full moon of Easter, followed by the full moon of Vesak, followed by today, the third full moon of Gemini, the World Goodwill Day. So when we asked in the poll, which full moon day do you think it is, whether it's the harvest moon or the full moon, the World Goodwill Day or the blue moon, there was a division of the two, blue moon as well as World Goodwill Day. Both answers are correct because a blue moon happens when you have two full moons in 1 month. We are still in the month of May, even though it's the full moon of Gemini. So technically, yes, this is a blue moon event. So for all those who say that this is something that happens once in a blue moon, today's the day, right? So the purpose of World Goodwill Day is to write a wish for some people, for other people, but make it a non-general wish. Yes, we want all good things for humanity and the world, but right now, we're going to give you a minute or two. Think of a person in your life. Someone could be a family member, could be a friend, could be a loved one, could be a stranger, neighbor, could be some pets you see on the road, some stray animals, could be some forests and plants, but something extremely, extremely specific, something that has a lot of intention behind it. And I don't know if this is a real word, but the word that I'm going to use is intentionality. I don't know if that's a real word or not. So those of you who are you're good with words, we want to use intentionality behind putting something in, not something general, because we do that. May every person, every being, higher world, middle world, lower world, but intentionality. I pray that so and so who's looking for a job, earning him 500,000 a month happens, and it happens in the next 1 month or sooner. I pray that this lady who's undergoing healing for cancer gets completely cancer free by the end of August. I pray that such and such who is undergoing treatment for so and so gets completely healed. That's one kind of healing wish. Then you can have wish that I hope that this person has an amazing world tour. They're able to go for their visit, they're able to go for this and that, and have a fantastic time. Right? That's a very specific wish. That's a super specific wish. Like, I wish every one of you had your cameras on so I could see you. And then I could say hi and wave. That's a specific wish. That's a super specific wish. There you go. See, that's how it comes true. You make a wish and it comes true. Hello. Good to see everybody. For those of you who've got their cameras on portrait and landscape, good to see you. So for those of you who are on landscape mode, hello from an angle. Okay. For those of you normal mode, hi there. For those of your ceilings, I'm a fan. And your fans are also spinning around. I can't keep moving at that speed, but good to see all the ceilings and virtual ones. Now, the way we're going to do this is, all right, so you've got your wishes and stuff written down. The way we're going to do this is we're going to go straight up into a little bit of a talk about the World Goodwill Day. You're going to get some technical information about what this is about. And from there on onwards, we are going to go into a short meditation and then recite the Great Invocation. All right? On track so far? So write a specific wish. Do you need some time for that? Are you good to go? If you're good to go, give me the thumbs up. If you need a minute or so, give me one finger. If you need 2 minutes, give me two fingers. Don't give me any one of those, right? You know how that works. Yeah, you need a minute. All right, everyone needs a minute. 1 minute is good. All right. Somebody needs to start counting down from 60, and we can have the music for the final countdown, right? Da da da. For those of you who are kind of ready and already in the zone, let's do some gentle breathing exercises. Gentle ones. And we always say do some gentle breathing exercises. We never say do some forceful breathing exercises. All right. Now, there's a question that comes in over here. We can't wish for ourselves. Sure, we can. We can. But imagine if the wish is for someone else, because it's in giving that we receive. It's in giving that we receive. So today specifically, wish for somebody else. Wish for someone else, for something else. Right? Let's do something like that. Right. Sit straight. Keep your spines nice and curved. Okay. Another question comes, is it for one person? Can be for a few? Oh, that's a really good question. Make it for as many as you realistically can. Make it for as many wishes as you realistically can. So don't go for general, all-encompassing 8 billion, 8.1 billion wishes, but for, if you know 4 or 5 people who are going through a difficult time, or those few who just want to give love to those who are around you, right? For your own husband and your own daughter, yes. But then if the wish is like, I wish my husband and daughter would let me be in peace, question mark, question mark, question mark, right? But you can wish for, wish for a loved one, family, or friend. Okay. You can pray for your mom's health. You can pray for your dad's health. You can pray for your brother, your sister, your partner. You can pray for your pets. You can pray for your children. For some reason, I always put pets above children. I don't know why. Maybe because they don't question you. Pets don't tend to question us. Anyone here with children agree or disagree? Oh, yeah. All right. Good. I raise my cup to you. I raise my warm cup of tea to you. And if I put the hat on, then my cup of tea smiles at you. Ta-da! Smiling at you. The reason we're doing all of this, we need to have a nice and activated heart chakra. The heart chakra needs to be nice and active. Why is that important? When the heart chakra is nice and active, it activates the crown chakra. As the crown chakra becomes more active, energy comes through. So let's get into this. See, the three most powerful full moons of the year, Aries, or Aries, as some people pronounce it, Taurus, which was the full moon of Vesak that went by on the first week of this month, and the Gemini full moon, which is today. Now, these three full moons are gateways, and they present priceless opportunities for us to amplify love, light, and power. Okay? Have you heard these terms before? Light, love, and power? Okay. Now you can write this, you can write your wishes on pen and paper. Write them on pen and paper. You can write them on chat, whichever one, as long as you write. Okay. Now let's get back to the talk here. These three full moons are priceless opportunities to amplify love, light, and power. So I can ask a question to you, and a question this is going out for everybody. Which one do you think connects to love, light, and power? Okay. Do you think the full moon of Lord Jesus on Easter, is that connected to the love aspect or the light aspect or the will aspect? Today is World Goodwill Day. So is that connected to the will aspect, the love aspect, or the light aspect? And of course, we had Vesak, which is the full moon of Vesak, Taurus, Taurus. So is that the love, the will, or the light aspect? So let's have your guesses in the chat. Let's have your educated ideas in the chat for those of you who've already written your wishes. Okay. And then we'll get into a small thing. Now, the interesting thing about all this is purification and group meditation are the key towards anchoring these divine energies for humanity and for Earth, and to become channels of great service, generating a tremendous amount of good karma, which in turn helps us fulfill our own wishes. So today, the idea being that we write specific stuff with intentionality. Because as we do purifications and group meditations, when we become channels of service, we generate a huge amount of good karma. And as this wave of good karma reaches our bounds and then reflects back to us, the boomerang effect, this in turn helps fulfill our own wishes. So to the persons who ask the questions, do we write only for ourselves or do we write it for other people? Today, write it for other people. Because then whatever you have your own thought of, your own wish, and that own wish can be in terms of your health, for your finances, for your relationships, for your own spiritual practices, can be for your world in general. That comes back to you multiple times. Okay. Now, here's the interesting part. The full moon of Easter, the one that happened in April, it's connected to the love aspect of God. Why the love aspect of God? Easter connected to Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, love. Right? So that's the love aspect of God. That's the hierarchy. Lord Jesus, Master Jesus is the master of the teacher in charge of the hierarchy. Shambhala, which is the Eastern tradition, that's where the residence of all energy that happens, that's the will aspect of God. Vesak, believe it or not, is the will aspect of God. And you'd think today is World Goodwill Day. Well, today is not the full moon of the will, it's actually, and we all agree that you need a lot of intelligence when you're dealing with people. So the first full moon is connected to the love aspect of God. The second one is connected to the will aspect of God. And today's one is connected to the divine intelligence. So love, light, and power. The first one is love. Second one is will. Today, divine intelligence, humanity. Now, if you want more information on this is from a book called The Externalization of the Hierarchy. Right? It's one of the books of theosophy. externalization of the hierarchy. So just so you know, we cite our references. We don't make our sources up. Now, purification, group meditation is super, super important to bring in this new energy, this goodwill energy, through humanity. This goodwill is our spiritual birthright. We need a deeper sense of reality based on spiritual values, right? So can I request everyone, this is the part where the talk part aspect begins. Let's take a deep breath, center ourselves. We can be done with the writing part now. Let's take a pause, right? Cut cords from the wishes. So the wishes do their part. Cut the cord, cut the cord, cut the cord. All right, good stuff, right? The name of the book is The Externalization of the Hierarchy. Sit straight with your spine straight as possible. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and send the oxygen to the back of your head. Inhale. Hold it there. Do a second inhale and lift the oxygen up to your crown. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, bring it down to your nose. Second long exhale out of your system. Inhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. Exhale out. So it's 2 inhales, 2 exhales. Okay? The psychological sigh, the vagus nerve reset. Inhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. Exhale out. Inhale in. Inhale up. Exhale down. Exhale out. Take stock of how you feel. Normalize your shoulders, normalize your breathing. Keep your eyes gently closed. Take stock of how you are feeling. How do you feel? Right. Now what we're going to do is this breathing again, but we're going to be sharing this energy with our whole body. So inhale in, and instead of sending it up to the crown, you are going to send this down to your whole body. All right? So just be quickly aware of your whole body. Everyone who has hands, show your hands. All right. Now be aware of your chest. Be aware of your back. Be aware of your hips and thighs and legs and your feet. Just building that mind muscle connection. And I know you're doing this. I can't see it. Wiggle your toes for wiggle, wiggle, wiggle your toes. That's for your toes. Okay, wiggle your toes. Ta-da. The toes are for the connected to the feet, just for reference. But I'm just doing that for my hands because it would be absolutely weird for me to show you how powerful my legs are by doing some sort of weird posture, right? You are allowed to laugh, but if you're not, I completely get it because my legs. Anyway, we're not talking about wiggle your toes, wiggle your toes, wiggle your toes. You build the connection, mind muscle connection. Ready? Okay. Right. 3, 2, 1. Inhale in. Inhale down to your body. Exhale up. Exhale out. Inhale in. Inhale down. Hold. Hold. Exhale up to your nose. And exhale out of your body. Hold. 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 Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Inhale down. Hold. Exhale up. Exhale out. Hold. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Breathe normally. Lower your shoulders, relax your shoulders, don't keep it tight. Take stock of your body. Notice how your body is feeling. Feeling good? Feeling all right? Feeling a difference? You notice that connection. So now you've got your mind, your body, your awareness all connected. So to bring in this energy in World Goodwill Day, there are 6 recognitions that can deepen our understanding, right? Point number 1, humanity is not following a haphazard or an uncharted course, okay? There is a plan. There is a divine plan. This plan has always existed. It's a part of the greater design of the cosmos. This plan has worked out through the evolutionary developments of the past. And because of the special impetus given to it from time to time by the great beings, by the great teachers, this leads to greater integration. The second part, there exists an inner spiritual governance of the world led by entitled beings whose ideas inspire thinking, forward thinking, evolutionary thinking. Has it happened to you that you're just sitting around, not scrolling, not doing anything, and then an idea comes to your mind? Have you noticed this? That sometimes you're sitting by yourself and some thought, some idea comes to your mind and you can act upon it? So the people, the great beings in charge of these ideas, sending these ideas, they are known in different names in different parts of the world. The spiritual hierarchy, the Society of Illuminated Minds, different from some other societies, the Christ, the leader and his church, according to various things. There is an expectation, point number 3, that the golden age, the age of Maitreya, the second coming of Christ, it's known in the East as the second coming of the age of Maitreya, and in the West known as the second coming of the Christ. They will reappear among humanity to start in a new age. How many of us believe this, that the world teacher will come again? We believe this, right? That the Lord is risen. That's the third thing. So the first part is that there's a plan. The second thing is that there are people who are helping you govern this plan. The third thing is that there are people, there are the great beings who are going to come as this plan aligns. There are millions, point number 4, there are millions of mentally alert people in all parts of the world who are in touch, maybe on Zoom meeting, either subconsciously, important part, subconsciously, or consciously. And they're aligned with the divine plan and they work to give it an expression. In these people, through these people, the consciousness of humanity as one interdependent unit is alive and active. So they regard the many different national, religious, and social systems in which they are working. They believe it's a mode in which they can expand human consciousness. So whether you're a teacher or a masseuse or a writer, a person, you are such a unit that as you express yourself to the best of your abilities in whatever it is that you do, you are serving as a model for expanding human consciousness. And there are ways in which people can learn their lessons through you, through their living example, through your living examples. Other people around you who are part of humanity, they give humanity a new and better vision of what life should be. So live your best life. It is not just your birthright to live your best life, it is your duty to live your best life. So I'll digress a little bit and say for those of us who have blockages about money, about relationships, about whatever it is, it's your duty to live your best possible life. Get out of your own way. Did you hear what I said? Does that ring a bell? Get out of your own way. Allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself. Sometimes we make the mistake of keeping the peace. No, not necessary. Get out of your own way and be happy. That's important. Okay? So, first part, there's a plan. Plan is happening. People are making that plan happen. The fourth part is we are part of that plan. And as we are living our lives, we are becoming an example for others around us. Make sense? People who agree with this? Yeah, all right. So now we've gone from the thumbs up club to the high five club. All right, high fives all around. High five. And since it's happening wirelessly, Wi-Fi. Okay, so point number 5, coincidental. Point number 5, this is very important, okay? This is super, super important. The heart of humanity is sound. The heart of humanity is sound. Now, here's an interesting thing. When the great beings talk, when the spiritual beings talk, sometimes they do something known as double speak. All right. So when we say, it's a sound plan, have you heard this? It's a sound plan. It means that the plan is good. But when you say it's a sound plan, it might actually mean that it's connected to sound. So sound has two meanings. Like I am feeling light can mean that I am actually feeling light. Or I could touch a tube light and say I am feeling light. That doesn't mean I'm touching light. Two meanings, completely separate interpretations, right? So the heart of humanity is sound. Make of that what you will. The world that we live in, the era that we are living in, is notable for the growth of goodwill and altruistic endeavors. All the crises, all the wars, all the catastrophes of the 20th, 21st, and coming times have been unable to crush the human spirit. If you believe in this, give me a thumbs up. If you believe in this, give me a thumbs up. That despite every nonsense, every woof stuff happening, I don't have a word for it, I just have a sound woof happening for it. We are here, we are indomitable, we are here to be good, feel good, all right? Point number 6, the plan for humanity is based on the principles of sharing, cooperation, practical brotherhood and sisterhood, right relationships between all people, between nations, and goodwill in general, in action, all right? So sharing, cooperation, brotherhood, sisterhood, right relationships, people, nations, goodwill in action. These 6 recognitions give a new perspective on spiritual reality, and they take us, they place our problems, our crises in a much wider context. So if you think, all right, I'm just going to be talking to one person about one person, and who knows that one person may be you. You put in the hard work, you put in the effort, but you're not making as much money as you should. In fact, there are people who grew with you, who started their career the same time as you, but now they are way up there and you are still where you are. You still want to do good. You don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want to make anybody angry or upset, but you wish you were just that much more comfortable. So who was I talking about? Who was I talking about? So you see, I didn't ask for a show of hands. If you did, good on you, man. Woman, child, 4-legged, 15-legged, I don't know. These recognitions, they give a new perspective on spiritual reality and place our present crises in a wider context. You are not alone. The problem you think that only you have? Nada. We all got it. They provide opportunity for cooperation with the spiritual evolution of humanity. They increase our capacity for freedom. There is no group so likely to ensure that humanity achieves this difficult goal as of goodwill. Provided we can overcome inertia, that feeling of today, I don't feel like. No can do. We have to have that courage to show up. The one quality we need is to show up. If that makes sense to you, write that quality in the chat so you can remember it. The one quality you need to overcome inertia, show up. You're required to show up, to express your goodwill, to initiate action, to prepare for a global civilization, to prepare for humanity going well. Right? That is an important part. Now, if you're interested in very specifically, yes, show up. If you're interested specifically on the Great Invocation, because that's what we're going to be doing, just give me a yes in the chat if you're interested in that, because we're going to be talking a little bit about that Great Invocation part. And I think it's important that we know the technicalities of what we will be practicing. If you don't think it's important, tough luck, because we're going to be talking about it anyway, right? The meditation aspect is one aspect. The talk is important. Interesting so far? Not the sound of my voice yet? You can never do that. I have so much confidence that it's a good speech and we know our stuff. There's always going to be entertaining and fun, right? Besides, I know your secrets. So yeah, captive audience. Right. So the Great Invocation, we'll be putting it up on the screen. The Great Invocation is a universal prayer which was given to a lady called Alice Bailey through Master DK or Master Djwhal Khul. This was an instrument to help that divine plan. So there's a divine plan. It was to help the divine plan manifest on earth, fulfill itself on earth. Regular practice of this prayer is also believed to be of great service to humanity. The importance of this invocation is to the extent that Master DK calls on people of all nationalities to recite this prayer. And here I'm going to be quoting from what's written in the book. This part is the sound aspect. Recite this prayer aloud, making a volume of sound of real potency, and to say it with all the power of their wills behind it. It is the invocation of the will to do good that is the objective of the great spiritual forces at this time. This realization is of paramount importance. So when we say, raise your hands, and you say, from the point of light, follow, you are expected to verbalize it. You are expected to speak it out and radiate and use your willpower behind it. Be focused, be aligned, be aware. The philosophy is that through invocation, through meditation, divine energies can be released and brought into activity to spiritualize and strengthen the troubled world. So if people are united and focused, they have the power to affect world events. And the great invocation in this case is a simple yet powerful invocation, which, if scientifically applied, can be a great liberating energetic force. Simple example. Think of a newborn child, a baby, few months old. Not that newborn, but newborn-ish. When a baby cries, what do you do? When a baby cries, what do you do? You put on your earplugs and earphones and go to the next room, right? No? Clearly, I don't have the same parenting instincts as the rest of you. Clearly. So when the baby cries, what do? You conduct an interview. You take the baby on a podcast and you say, how does that make you feel? What is up with you? And you want the baby to say, when I was a fetus, about 45 days. No, that's not what you do. You don't interview the baby. What do? You pick the baby up, presumably. And then you do one of three things. The baby is crying because the kid is either hungry or sleepy or it's made a mess of itself, right? Those are the three main things, right? If a baby is crying, they're either hungry, they're sleepy, or they've made a mess. It's very funny when you realize that the same thing applies to people all across all ages. Someone's 45 years old, they can still be crying and making a noise because they're hungry, they're sleepy, or they've made a mess. Any grown-up babies in the room here with me? All right. Make that noise. When that baby makes that noise, makes that sound, if the baby is telepathically communicating, not going to work. And what happens, and this question is to the parents out there, when you pick up the baby, how do you talk to the baby? Who's a good baby? Who's a good baby? Right? We don't talk in a normal tone of voice. It's literally called baby talk. It's literally called baby talk. We are gentle. We are soft. We are soothing. Imagine if we did that to people who are upset and angry with us. So the next time you're at work and your client or your boss or your colleague is angry, talk gently with them. What I meant to say is talk gently, right? Not that, boss, are you hungry? Here's a biscuit, oh my boss. Are you hungry? That might lead to other problems. That might lead to other situations. Hello, little babies who are floating on the screen. Yeah, I can see the people on the screen. Yeah, so what I was saying is, got distracted by the baby. What I was saying is, if you are going to talk to people gently with your heart, not necessarily practically baby talk them, it's going to soothe and calm them down. The key is sound. If I tell you, I'm going to tell you, everything's going to be okay. Right? I'm going to use different tonalities for it. So just think one moment of a problem that you have. Finance. Let's just say finance. Anyone here who has got financial situations that they wanted to be resolved? All right. So I'm going to use separate tones of voice, and you tell me which one resonates with you. Everything's going to be okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. Yeah. Version 1. Version 2. Everything's going to be all right. I don't understand why you're shouting. Everything's going to be fine. Fine. Triggered some of you. Version 3. It's going to be okay. Let's work together. Give it the time it needs. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Third one, right? I have no idea why the second one didn't work. There's a lot of willful, a lot of power, a lot of force. So if you're fighting or having a disagreement about money or finance, why be version 1? Why be version 2? Calm down. Although I recognize in the history of calming down, no one who has ever been told to calm down actually calms down. Paradox of life. Lower yourself. Relax. When we use the Great Invocation, when we use the power of the Great Invocation, there are separate stanzas. So the first stanza of the Great Invocation was revealed in 1936, prior to the Second World War, right? The focus was to create an area of peace and quiet. So the first stanza, you may not have heard this, but it goes like this. And I'm going to be reciting it, and I ask you to kind of tune into the energy. Ready? Tune in. Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May men of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all men be the keynote at this time. Let power attend to the efforts of the great ones. So let it be and help us to do our part. Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May people of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all people be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones. So let it be and help us to do our part. Second stanza. Let the lords of liberation issue forth. Let them bring peace to the sons of men. Let the rider from the secret place come forth and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may they stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of woe has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all those who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. First and second stanzas. They were primarily intended for the use of the disciples who are not only mystical and spiritual, but they've made some progress in the spiritual path. It means for those who are mentally focused in their attitude, in their behaviors, to have recognized the higher way and they're ready for something closer, more real. Now, since the application of the first and second stanzas of the Great Invocation is limited to a certain group of people, they were revealed separately at different times in different parts. The first part was basically designed for emotional and idealistic people who have a part to play in focusing the masses, and their responsibility is to the general public. The second part, which recited just now, was given for the use of the trained thinkers who are recognized by people with the will to do good. And according to Alice Bailey, it's more important than the will to peace. Everyone wants peace, but very few people want to get their hands dirty. The role is to have a function to carry out the work, to evoke the hierarchical response in reply to the aspiration of the first group. So the first group is let things happen. The second group is make it happen. We have this difference, right? Let things happen, let good things happen. And the second part is let it happen. Let it happen now. Okay? They contain the objective which create the call. We use our voices, create the call, which reaches the Lord of liberation. Then in 1945, just before the end of the Second World War, the last update of the Great Invocation was given. That is now translated to over 70 languages, probably 90 or 100 by now, and is practiced. And the way this goes is, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. May the great messenger of God return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the holy masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Soak it in. Soak it in. Stay there for a moment. How does that feel? In the chat, please. What did you feel? What did you feel? Waves, motion, movement, expansion. The Great Invocation is meant to be great. Many of us have a tendency to modify it or change it, edit it for whatever it is that we want to do. Okay? Keep the Great Invocation great. Let the greatness of the Great Invocation remain great. Use it for bringing in goodwill into the world. So that said, we will be doing the Great Invocation 3 times, guided by Master Djwhal Khul, right, in the teacher's voice. I request you to verbally follow along. Can we do that? Ready? Okay, so please allow me a moment. I'll be turning my audio video off. We'll just do a quick general invocation, and then we'll start off the audio. If you can, face east, physically face east. If you cannot, imagine that you're facing east. If you can also, have your feet, bare feet, flat on the ground. Okay? Have your feet flat on the ground, and your hands need to be in the blessing position all through. Okay? The blessing position is palms outward at about chest level. So if you want a really good indicator of where your hands must be, point your throat, point your Adam's apple. I have learned that it's not named after one person, so this is not Orko's apple, it's the general Adam's apple. Doesn't matter if your name's different. Point there, right? So keep your hands nice and loose. And then where your pinky finger ends, you place your other finger, so they've got like an overlap. Place it there. Where the second pinky finger ends, that's kind of where your heart chakra is located. Good stuff, right? Hello. So place one here, spread out, place the second one. So it's smack dab in the center of the chest. Okay? That's the level at which your hands need to be. Palms facing outward. That's important. Not inward, not upward, not doing some weird move outward, because we're sending the energy out, and your shoulders need to be nice and relaxed. Maintain a gap. Okay? So face east, feet flat on the ground. If you have a grounding mat or you're on the floor, that's awesome. Hands at chest level, palms outwards. Okay? If you're seated with your crossed legs, that's all right. That's not a problem, as long as your legs are in contact with the ground. If you're seated on a revolving chair and cross-legged, probably better to sit on a stable surface, right? The Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to my spiritual teacher, Master Djwhal Khul, to his spiritual teacher, Lord Mahaguruji, mailing to all the great ones, we humbly invoke blessings of divine love, light, and power for healing, inner healing, physical healing, psychological healing. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to gather together as instruments for service, for doing the great invocation, and for bringing in the energies of love, light, and power on earth. We humbly invoke your divine help, guidance, and protection. Thank you in full faith.